Have you noticed that earning a good salary doesn't feel the way it used to? You hit the number you once aimed for, the job title sounds impressive, your LinkedIn profile looks strong, and yet your bank account feels ordinary. You're not broke, but you're not free either. There's a quiet tension between what you earn and what you actually own. Let's slow this down. Imagine someone in the United States earning $95,000 a year, or someone in Western Europe earning 75,000 euros. That's not entry-level income. That's a degree, some experience, maybe 5 to 10 years into a career. On paper, it's solid. But income on paper and money in your life are two very different things. Let's use the U.S. example first. $95,000 annually. After federal taxes, state taxes, Social Security, Medicare, depending on the state, you might take home around $68,000. That's roughly $5,600 per month. Now let's walk through normal life. Rent in a major city, not luxury, just decent, $2,200. Utilities and internet, $300. Car payment, $550. Car insurance, $150. Health insurance premiums, $300. Student loan payments, $400. Groceries, $600. Gas and transportation, $200. Phone bill, $100. Subscriptions, streaming, software, cloud storage, $120. Gym, $70. Dining out and social life, $600. We're already around $5,590. That leaves almost nothing. No big emergencies, no major investing, no major travel, no helping family. Just normal professional life. And suddenly, $95,000 doesn't feel powerful. Now let's look at Europe. 75,000 euros in a city like Berlin, Paris, or Amsterdam. After taxes and social contributions, you might take home around 45,000 to 50,000 euros. That's roughly 3,800 to 4,100 euros per month. Rent, 1,500 euros. Transport pass or car costs, 300 to 500 euros. Groceries, 400 euros. Utilities and internet, 250 euros. Student loans, depending on the country, 200 to 400 euros. Insurance, 150 euros. Dining and social spending, 500 euros. Subscriptions and MISC, 150 euros. Again, not reckless. Again, not luxury. And again, very little margin. So what happened? Why does a salary that once symbolized success now feel like maintenance? The answer is subtle, because income today primarily buys access, not ownership. It buys access to neighborhoods, access to mobility, access to convenience, access to experiences, but it rarely buys assets. You're paying to participate in the modern professional lifestyle, and that lifestyle has quietly inflated. There's a psychological shift that happens when your income rises. When you were a student earning very little, you thought in survival terms. Now you think in status terms. Not extreme status, just appropriate status. You don't want a luxury car, but you also don't want the cheapest one. You don't need a penthouse, but you don't want roommates forever. You don't chase designer brands, but you don't want to look behind either. This is not vanity, it's social alignment. Humans calibrate spending based on their peer group. If your colleagues travel twice a year, you travel. If they lease new cars, you lease. If they upgrade apartments, you feel pressure to do the same. It doesn't feel like comparison. It feels like adulthood. And that's where the invisible financial trap forms, because adulthood today is heavily financed. Let's zoom into one example, the car. A $40,000 car financed at 7% over 5 years. Monthly payment, around $800. Insurance, $150 to $200. Maintenance and fuel, $250. That's roughly $1,200 per month for transportation. Over 5 years, you'll spend around $72,000, including interest, insurance, and operating costs. At the end of it, the car might be worth $18,000. You didn't just buy transportation, you committed a long-term slice of your income to a depreciating asset. Now here's the deeper layer. It's not that buying the car is morally wrong, it's that each monthly commitment reduces your financial oxygen. Wealth requires oxygen. It requires flexibility, optionality, margin. And most professionals are slowly compressing their own margin. Not through dramatic mistakes, but through normalized financing. Mortgage stretching, car financing, furniture on installments, zero-interest plans that still demand monthly cash flow. Everything is optimized to look affordable monthly, but affordability is being measured in cash flow, not in long-term opportunity cost. Let's run simple math. If you free up $1,000 per month by living slightly below your peer group standard, that's $12,000 a year. Invested at 7% annually for 30 years, that becomes about $1.2 million. The same salary can produce dramatically different futures. And yet, most people earning well never accumulate significant capital because their lifestyle expands to match income. This is lifestyle inflation. But there's a more uncomfortable term. It's identity inflation. As income rises, expectations rise. You no longer compare yourself to where you started. You compare yourself to who you sit next to. And in professional environments, the comparison pool is skewed upward. This creates a quiet illusion. Everyone seems fine. Everyone seems stable. Everyone seems to be managing. But beneath the surface, many are leveraged. High income, low liquidity. High visibility, low flexibility. The illusion of wealth is maintained by consistent payments. The real danger isn't today, it's the compounding effect of staying in this pattern for 15 to 20 years. If you save $300 per month, that's modest progress. If you save $1,500 per month, that's trajectory change. But the difference isn't salary, it's structure. Let's compare two professionals. Both earn $100,000. Person A upgrades gradually. Nice apartment, newer car every 5 years, regular travel, dining out often. Saves maybe $400 to $600 per month. Person B lives one tier below their income, keeps housing costs at 25% of take-home, drives a reliable but modest car, travels intentionally, not reactively, saves $1,500 per month. After 25 years at 7%, person A might accumulate around $400,000 to $500,000. Person B crosses $1 million. Same income, different philosophy. And here's the key shift in thinking. Financially intelligent people don't optimize lifestyle first. They optimize retained capital. They don't ask, can I afford this monthly? They ask, does this decision increase or decrease my long-term ownership? Ownership of investments, ownership of time, ownership of choice. When income primarily funds consumption, it feels fast and rewarding, but temporary. When income funds assets, it feels slow and sometimes invisible, but durable. That's why good salaries feel hollow, because much of modern spending is designed to create visible progress, not financial progress. New phone, upgraded kitchen, better neighborhood. Each upgrade signals advancement, but signals are not assets. Now let's talk about another layer, emotional reward cycles. Modern consumer systems are built on instant validation. You work hard, you feel stressed, you upgrade something, you feel relief. Spending becomes a stress management tool. And if you're working long hours in demanding environments, the temptation is rational. You tell yourself, I deserve this. And in a way, you do. But the trade-off is rarely calculated clearly. That $2,000 spontaneous vacation on a credit card at 20% interest, paid slowly over time, can become $2,500 or more. That small indulgence quietly compounds in reverse. Compounding works both ways. Investments compound in your favor. Debt compounds against you. When most of your surplus goes to consumption instead of investment, the compounding engine is weak. That's when you reach your late 30s or 40s and wonder, I've been earning well for years. Why don't I feel ahead? Because earning well and accumulating wealth are separate skills. One is career-based, the other is behavioral, and the system around you encourages the first much more than the second. No employer teaches margin discipline. No social feed celebrates quiet investing. No dinner conversation revolves around reduced fixed expenses. The culture celebrates upgrades. So what do financially grounded people do differently? They separate lifestyle validation from financial identity. They don't need their income to prove something. They understand that wealth often looks boring in real time. They focus on lowering fixed costs, not because they're extreme,